Hi everybody and welcome to Fourpure at 4, live from Montana in the US. I'm here with a friend of the brewery, Rob, and we're just going to have a little chat about some of the breweries that we've seen and beers that we've had, and give you a bit of an idea of how we get maybe some inspiration for beers that we make now and make in the future, and think about for the future at Fourpure. So I think we landed in Denver, Colorado about a week ago, and we've made our way on a bit of a road trip over to here in Montana, and we're in Gallatin County, and that's sort of, we're on the foothills of a mountain called Lone Peak. So we're at about 11,166 feet, I think, which is about 3,500 meters. It's snowing really hard,
heavily, yeah.
And it's really cold as well. So Montana, Rob.
So I think a lot of people in the US don't even know where Montana is. So it's one of the western states. It's about 150,000 square miles, which is, using the standard measurement unit, 20 times the size of Wales. But it only has a population of 1 million, so it's pretty empty as a state. It's got amazing outdoor scenery. It's a super outdoorsy state. But thinking about that, that means that Montana itself is a ninth the population of London, and a third the population of Wales. Right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
that's it's pretty empty. You know, even cell phone signal is pretty rare out here.
Yeah, hoping we're getting some decent bandwidth to transmit this, but we'll see how it comes out. I think it's really interesting is that in the entire of this state, this huge state, we one ninth or of what London has in terms of population. So a little bit of what we've done. So yesterday we did a bit of a 500-mile road trip, which was fun. We saw 4 breweries. First one, Big Sky Brewing in Missoula.
Yeah, so we visited them 3 years ago or so, just before just as Fourpure was kind of ramping up. So it was awesome to go back and see those guys and see them going from strength to strength. Their kind of classic beer is this Moose Drool. It's a brown. It's super popular, but relatively unchanged over the years. I think we loved it when we were here before, and it's awesome to hear from them that they're going from strength to strength. New markets opening up in places on the West Coast where traditionally IPAs have been the kind of order of the day.
And San Diego is one of those, wasn't it?
Right, exactly. Yeah, they were saying they had some super strong growth out there. So it's kind of cool to see that their classic beer styles, they've not chased the IBUs and continue to make a beer that people want to drink. And
yeah, I think
it's pretty exceptional. This
one, Miss Moose Drool, is the most popular brown ale in the US after Newcastle Brown. So I don't know what that says about either the US drinking so much Newcastle Brown, it's snowing, anyway. So next stop on the trip yesterday was Draftworks. Oh no, actually, quickly, favourite beer at Big Sky Brewing.
So I think we've got to go with the Moose Drool.
Yeah?
Or maybe a Hound Dog. So they did an awesome barrel aged, Belgian barrel aged.
It was, yeah.
It was super great. I mean, they described it there as the whiskey drinker's beer. So I don't think you'd want a pint of it, but it was a good, sit there and quaffable beer. Definitely recommend it. I'm not sure how far out of Missoula they'll make it though. So.
No, I'm not sure. No. So next stop was Draftworks, and the story behind that is that one of the brewers and the head of QA from Big Sky Brewing moved to this brewery a couple of years ago, producing about 2,500 US barrels, so maybe 3.5 million pints, that kind of 3.5 million litres annual production, that type of size. Small, interesting, some great beers there, I think.
Yeah, going through a really interesting expansion as well, weren't they? Kind of going from the brew pub out into much bigger, looking at canning. Living with the interesting alcohol laws that Montana has around brew pubs only being able to serve through US pints to their customers. So it's kind of interesting to see how they're innovating within the confines of relatively odd for us alcohol laws.
So just to, and we might post a picture of some of these cards. When you go into a microbrewery which has got a tap room, you get given a card, and on that card there are 3 boxes that they tick each time you have a pint, and that takes you up, and you're allowed to drink between 10 AM and 8 PM only, and you're allowed to have a maximum of 64 US fluid ounces.
48, right?
3 pints. Per 24-hour period. And so these guys are trying to create these sort of tap room experiences in that, and so that's kind of weird. I'm going to pick the best beer out of Draftworks, and for me that was one called Pineapple Express. it was an IPA, tons of like tropical fruit coming out of it, all done from the hops. Really expensive beer for them to make, but you know, absolutely just tasting incredible. So that was awesome. Next was,
we went down to Lone Peak Brewery, actually one of the
Peak.
small breweries just down here in Big Sky, the town itself. So it's a pretty small ski town. It's got a couple of breweries, which is impressive. These guys have been around. They've kind of made the decision to look to have a brew pub type endeavor. So you know, they do food, and yeah, we had a good time down there. Had a really interesting Adam West IPA. You know, it's like
Adam West, Coast IPA.
Yeah, well,
get the coast in.
you know, got to let them off with the pun, I guess. But it's really interesting to see an IPA on nitro. I can't say that I've tried an IPA that was on nitro before. It was interesting. It was good, very drinkable.
They won the awards, the award for the top burger in the area. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 places that serve burgers. So you know, at least they've been consistently the top for the last couple of years. So that was nice. Final stop yesterday, pretty tiring day all in all after so about 8 hours of drive, about 500 miles.
Short trip by US
I
standards.
suppose so, yeah. Was Beehive Basin, so 1-year-old new brewery, and still sort of in the fitting out stage. Kind of interesting, trying all sorts of different styles there, from stouts and porters and Belgians and IPAs, and just trying to hit every possible style, I think.
And brewing in a pretty small space, right? You know,
Yeah.
They had I can imagine they have some challenges with just, you know, kind of keeping all the brewing in the space they have.
Yeah, and they had a brewery dog. So on the brew deck, so the sort of platform between brew vessels, there was a big dog bed that occupied almost the whole brew deck, or maybe the whole brew deck, and it just sort of sat there and supervised brewing activities. I assume he was their brewer.
Head brewer
Or
must
he or
be,
she,
yeah,
I don't know. And top beer from Beehive.
The porter's pretty popular,
Porter
right?
set was there, 50 cal, as in ammunition size. They love their guns. You might be able to hear something in the background. 50 cal coffee porter. I think that was our top beer out of there. So that was kind of yesterday's road trip. Much more to go. Much more inspiration for us to get. So many awesome breweries here in Montana. For such a small population, it's incredible. So maybe just finish up with our top beers of the trip so far.
So we start off with the Juice, which was
The Juice.
advertised as an IPA, but turned out to be a double. Kind of interesting that there's no alcohol percentage on menus here. So
Yeah.
Dan and I were maybe a little not expecting quite so.
Well, not expected to drink a pint of 9% beer at about 11:30 in the morning, but still, it was good.
Super tasty beer and
Yeah.
really, really consumable.
Yeah, absolutely. I think number 2 is the beer that I've got right here, which is Cold Smoke. So that's from Kettle House Brewing that's in Missoula as well, where we went to yesterday. We didn't stop to see those guys. Great Scotch ale. On draft almost everywhere we find around town. Just that perfect for these conditions. The sort of absolute black beer with absolute white out. So really enjoyed that. And finally, I think
I'm going to call out the Hound Dog again.
Hound Dog.
Yeah, that just was a great beer for me. Should have taken more of it. I think one to try and look at, especially the barrel aging on it, not too obvious.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Well, we're drinking beer at 9 a.m. in the morning, so you guys
Don't have to.
don't have to, and can feel good about drinking at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And yeah, I mean, if there's no questions from anyone, then we're signing off from Gallatin County, Montana. Goodbye.